Okay, so here you can see my tracking sheet for class 10P2 in an athletics unit of work they did. Okay, so you can see that each student is down here, and as you go across, this is their progress throughout the unit of work. So just showing you what it all means. So these are the lesson objectives. So we did 4 weeks of athletics, and we did hurdles, we did shot put, we did long jump, and we did the 100 meters. And there are 3 different colors. So gold means that they've done exceptionally well against the learning objectives. They've achieved all the learning objectives, and they're almost exceeding expectations. Silver means that they are really meeting expectations and they've achieved the majority of the learning objectives. And bronze normally means that they were unable to meet all the learning objectives and they're possibly underperforming slightly. So it's good to see that there are a lot more silvers and golds. And then when we go over to EIL, that means their effort within those lessons. So if they are a number 1, that means that they are applying the best effort that they can, and it goes from 1 to 4. So 4 would be they're applying the least amount of effort that they can. So here you can see that it's mostly 1s and 2s with a couple of 3s cropping up in there for some less motivated students. And then over here is the behaviour within the lessons. So again, 1 being best, 4 being worst. And behaviour wise, this is a very, very good class. So you can see there's a majority 1s with a few 2s. And what I do is I look at their effort and behaviour against their achievement against the learning objectives and see if I can see any patterns. So usually you find if they've been possibly underachieving, that they're not applying the effort that they should be, and I would then move on to have discussions with them and take the action necessary, find ways to motivate them. Moving across here, you can see that there are predicted grades, and these grades were predicted through their average tracking, which is on Excel, and just looking at their average tracking and giving them an expected grade from what I've seen from them. And then this is their actual tracking result for athletics, which was decided looking at the tracking sheet and their progress against the learning objectives, but also looking at their results for each event and through the assessment for learning strategies used within lessons. So there was no assessment lesson as such. They did on the very last week have to fill in a self-assessment sheet, sort of indicating their knowledge and what they think their predicted grade was based on the grading criteria. But there were numerous factors that constituted towards this grade, but what you can see is a strong correlation between the meeting of learning objectives and the better grades. So my top students have got exceeding expectations in all of their learning objectives. And if they're highlighted green, that means that they have exceeded their predicted grade, so they've done better. If it's yellow, that means that they're meeting their expected grade, and if it's red, it means that they've not met their expected grade. And you can see there's only 1 student in the class that did not meet, and she happened to be absent on 2 occasions. So that would largely constitute towards why. So yeah, this is the tracking sheet in a nutshell.